I think there's only 6 days left on the 275,000 subscriber Steam gift card giveaway. If you haven't entered already, the link is in the description down below. Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, and welcome to Unturned 3.18.15.0, yet another exciting update this week. I think it's 3 weeks in a row that we have gotten new guns added to Unturned, and this week is by far my favorite. 2 awesome new weapons added to the game, another SMG that bridges the gap between SMGs and carbine rifles, as well as a brand new shotgun that is really cool and very effective. But before we get into that, as always, at least in the past few weeks, there have been new progress reports regarding the new map, and today is no different. In this week's post, Nelson added a picture with a caption saying flooded portion of town beginning to develop overgrowth. Pretty exciting stuff. We don't get to actually see much of the map itself, but this definitely does show that there is going to be a flooded town in the new upcoming map, and that is really exciting. It gives us a lot of use for the diving tanks and snorkels, where we will actually need that equipment to scavenge these locations. The picture here at first appears to be the inside of a building, but looking closer it seems to be a gas station, and you can see the surface of the water just about comes to the roof of those 2 buildings that you see in front. The ice machine to the left is on the outside of the gas station, and as the caption described, there is some overgrowth growing. We have these vines growing up the sides, or I guess in this case seaweed. My only suggestion, this does appear to be pretty shallow. I think it'd be really cool to have some super deep locations where you'll need to dive very deep underwater to find some super good loot. This is mostly just kind of diving under the surface, quickly checking those locations, and then surfacing just right there. But overall, a flooded location is really exciting. I think 3 weeks ago we also got to see a picture of a burned cities, so we're getting all kinds of new unique locations in this upcoming map, and that is pretty exciting. Now, in regards to the development of the map overall, Nelson says that this week he finished detailing the environment and made tons of progress filling in some of the most time-consuming locations, towns, and cities. In the upcoming week, he'll finish up the remaining work in the big city and move on to detailing the smaller locations. So, the development is coming quite close, pretty exciting stuff. Once he finishes detailing all these locations, remember he'll also have to move on to spawns, like item spawns and zombie spawns, and then also some playtesting to make sure that everything is all running great and no sort of glitches anywhere. So there is still quite a bit of time before this map is completed, though there is some great progress being made on it, and that's pretty exciting. Now, with that out of the way, we can move forward on the 2 new weapons that were added to the game. Very exciting stuff. I'm here on Tacoma on the Washington map to take out some of the zombies here and show you guys what these new weapons are capable of. In my inventory, I have both the weapons here. We'll start with the one at the top here called the Empire. Now, once again, last week we got the MP40. It was a high damage, high accuracy SMG at the cost of a lower rate of fire and higher recoil. This is on the same boat, except it is newer, based off the UMP 45. This is the Empire. Very cool. It has 27 rounds to the magazine and supports all the attachments you would ever need. In regards to damage, 1 shot to the head. Just look at that. Wow. It sounds quite weak, but it is definitely not weak. I'll tell you that. Hipfire is quite terrible, but in regards to precision, this thing demolishes. Look at that. The recoil is higher, though not really that high at all. I mean, it's definitely manageable, and with attachments and skills, this will definitely become very easy. I mean, there isn't really much to be said about it, and this is, without any sort of attachments, it's really good and also really rare. This can only be found in airdrop. It cannot be found in regular locations, so it is going to be hard to find in the first place, but once you have it, this is really good. I'd say this is among the best guns in the game, especially considering that you can put whatever you want on it, and even without any sort of attachments or skills, this thing just demolishes the way it is, and it looks pretty cool. Personally, I'd say the main downside of the weapon is that the magazines are quite small and they run out very quickly, and there aren't any sort of alternate magazines available. You can't get like a drum mag or anything. So that would be one reason why you'd use something like a Maple Strike over this, though this is a secondary weapon. So lots of things to think about, but this is really, really good. I definitely have this in my go-to arsenal or whatever. Pretty exciting stuff. That is the Empire. The next weapon is really, really exciting. I didn't ever think that we would get this weapon added to the game, but yet we have gotten it added today. It is the AA-12, you guys. So cool. Look at this thing. And it has a drum mag by default. It supports a grip, tactical, and sight attachment. No barrel attachment. I wouldn't imagine you wanting to suppress an AA-12, though I suppose that would be pretty cool. Now, for those of you that don't know, the AA-12 is a fully automatic 12-gauge shotgun, and in this case, it has 21 shots to a magazine. Absolutely unbelievable. This is called the Devil's Bane. It's pretty cool. It's pretty menacing. I mean, it's kind of what you would expect from a fully automatic shotgun. Now, in real life, this has all kinds of anti-recoil technology inside of it to keep it manageable for what it is, a fully automatic shotgun. I'm wondering if the same will be here. I think for balancing's sake, it should have high recoil, but we'll find out here. Wow. Look at the recoil on this thing. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Very, very, very little recoil. Basically non-existent, and as you would expect, because in real life it is quite similar, though the downside to this is that its range is very low. I cannot shoot that wall at all. Nothing. There, that is the limitations of its range. So at close range, nothing at all beats this. It will completely destroy whatever it touches if it's in range. If it's out of that range, you're completely doomed. It has zero effectiveness at ranges larger than what that was. So it is a very specialized weapon that is very, very good at what it does. I think this would be fantastic to raid a base with, but in any kind of other scenario, like look at this. Any sort of range like that, you're a little screwed. But I think that's perfect. I think the way this is balanced right now is just perfect. I mean, imagine turning the corner and seeing that the guy right in front of your face has an AA-12 or the Devil's Bane. That would be a little bit of a scary sight there. Look at that. Crazy, crazy stuff. Wow. Anyway, that's the Devil's Bane, once again, also only found in airdrops, though it might be a regular spawn in the upcoming map. The only weird thing that's going on with the Devil's Bane right now is that in order to fill up the magazines for it, each bullet is considered one, like, 12-gauge shells item. And as you know, one 12-gauge shells item is basically 8 blunt force shots. In this case, you actually need 21 of those to get 21 shots out of your AA-12. I'm not sure if that's entirely correct. I think it should be like 3 or 4 that you'll need to refill it, but as it currently stands, this is an extremely high maintenance weapon that requires a lot of ammunition to refill just so you can get access to this completely insane weapon. Which one is your favorite? That is the question. An Empire is by all means a more practical weapon for all kinds of situations, both at close range and at long range, but there's no denying that the AA-12 is pretty exciting for it being such a specialty weapon. Go ahead and vote on the poll card to the top right, but aside from that, that was basically everything that was added in Unturned 3.18.15. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish because MeLikeBigBoom is out.